Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are fine and staying safe at your home. This is me, your biology teacher. Welcome to online lecture. Dear students, in today's class, we discuss unit number 4, which is about cells and tissues. In previous lecture, we discussed about the cell wall, cell membrane, mitochondria, ribosomes. In today's class, inshallah, we discuss few topics organelles in unit number 4. First of all, the topic that we are going to discuss in our today class is about plastids. Now, what are plastids? Plastids are basically a membrane-bounded organelles contain one or more pigments. Organelles around which membrane is present, membrane is bounded, and that contain one or more pigments is known as plastids. By pigments mean a colored material that is completely or nearly insoluble in water is known as pigments. So plastids are membrane bounded organelles that contain one or more colored material. Now plastids is present only in plant cells. It is found only in plant cells as well as in photosynthetic protists. It means that plastids is absent in case of animal cells. It is present in plant cells and photosynthetic protists. There are basically three types of plastids. First one is chloroplast, second one is chromoplast, while the third one is leucoplast. One by one we discuss in detail about the types of plastids. First of all, we discuss about the chloroplast. Now dear students, what is chloroplast? Chloroplast is one of the most important and abundant plastids. One of the most important because it involved in the process of photosynthesis, and abundant plastids mean it is abundant as compared to chromoplast and leucoplast. Now the location of chloroplast in plants, it is found in the green parts of plants, particularly in leaves. बच्चे chloroplast is the type of plastid which is present in the leaves of plants where the process of photosynthesis takes place. Now what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is basically a process in which green plants prepare their food in the presence of carbon dioxide, in the presence of water, in the presence of sunlight, and release oxygen. So this is basically a photosynthesis process which is present in leaves. So chloroplast is present in the leaves of plants, in the green parts of plants, and chloroplast is bounded by a double membrane. A double membrane is bounded around the chloroplast. The outer membrane is smooth while the inner give rise to sacs called thylakoids. Look towards the diagram that's showing the chloroplast which is bounded by a double membrane. The outer membrane is smooth. It is just smooth like appearance, while the inner membrane give rise to sacs called thylakoids. Sacs is basically a pouch or cavity like structure that is resemble like a bag. A bag like structure is basically known as sacs. So this bag like structure give rise to extension which is known as thylakoids. Now the stack of thylakoids is known as granum. The stack of thylakoid is known as granum. Now what is stack? Stack is basically a conical form or rectangular shape like structure is known as stack. So the stack of thylakoid is known as granum. Granum is the stack of thylakoids. Granum is basically the disc and stack of thylakoids, and the chloroplast have 10 to 100 granum, and granum is basically connected with each other by stroma. The thylakoids contain chlorophyll, where the process of photosynthesis take place. A semi-fluid, a colorless fluid is present inside chloroplast, which is known as stroma. बच्चे inside chloroplast a colorless fluid is present, a semi-fluid present, which is known as stroma, and stroma basically connected the granum. Now, mitochondria and chloroplast have their own DNA. Mitochondria, which is basically the powerhouse of energy. In previous lecture, we discussed in detail about the mitochondria, and chloroplast have their own DNA, mean both having their own genetic material. DNA is basically a genetic material. Mitochondria also have their own ribosomes. Ribosomes are basically tiny granules that we discussed in our previous lecture, and ribosomes is basically involves in the process of protein synthesis. So mitochondria have their own ribosomes, and their ribosomes is basically bache resemble with the ribosomes of bacteria. This is basically a scientific information that mitochondria and chloroplast have their own DNA, as well as mitochondria also have their own ribosomes, which are similar to the ribosomes of bacteria. Now the next one types of plastid is chromoplast. In plants, colors other than green due to chloroplast. In plants, the color other than greens, mean pink, reddish color in the petals of flower is due to the presence of chromoplast. So in plants, color other than green is due to the chromoplast. It is present in the petals of flower and in the ripened fruits, mean in the mature fruits. By mean of ripened is the mature fruits that are basically ready to eat. So the chromoplast is found in the petals of flower. Look towards the diagram that's showing the location of chromoplast in the petals of flower and in the ripened fruits. Bright color petals of flower attract insects for the pollination. The bright color of petal is due to the presence of chloroplast, through which the petals, through which flowers attract insects for pollination. Pollination is a process through which pollen grain is basically transferred from anther to the stigma of flower, and this process is done with the help of attraction of insects by the bright color of petals of flower. Next one types of plastid is leucoplast. Leucoplast are colorless plastids. मीन बच्चे आपके पास green parts, in green parts of plants the pigment is found which is known as chloroplast, which is basically present in the leaves of plants, while the colors other than green that are found in the petals of flower, that are found in the ripened fruit, is due to the chromoplast. Now the colorless plastids is known as leucoplast. It is found in the such parts of plants where they store food, particularly in roots. So leucoplast is present in the roots of plants, while chromoplast is present in the petals and in ripened fruits, while chloroplast is present in the green parts of plant, especially particularly in leaves, where the process of photosynthesis is take place. Now the next one is cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton is basically a network of filaments and tubules. Cytoskeleton is the network of filaments and tubules. It is basically the network of microfilaments and microtubules. Filaments mean, microfilaments mean the polymers of protein actin that are part of cell, and actin is basically a protein which rolls in the muscles contractions, mean it help in the motility, it help in the muscles contraction, while tubulin is also a protein which serve as the skeletal system for the living cells. So Cytoskeleton is a network that is composed from microfilaments and microtubules. मीन बच्चे आपके पास cytoskeleton is made up of microfilaments and microtubules. Look towards the diagram. It is just a skeletal like structures that is composed from microtubules as well as from microfilaments, and these both are basically protein. Now cytoskeleton is basically scattered in cytoplasm. Microtubules are made up of tubulin proteins and are used by cells to hold their shape. Microtubule is basically made from tubulin protein. Tubulin is basically a protein. And now what is the role of tubulin protein? It basically utilized by cell to hold their shapes. Mean the cell that basically hold their shape is due to the presence of tubulin protein. It also makes cilia and flagella. Now what is cilia and flagella? Cilia is basically a small cylinder hair-like structure that are basically present on the surface of our mammalian cell. Cilia is basically small cylinder-like structure that present on the surface of all mammalian cell, while flagella is basically a microscopic hair-like structure. Now what is the role of flagella? What is the function of flagella? It is basically involved in the locomotion of cells. So microtubules is made up of tubulin protein, and tubulin is basically a type of protein, clear बच्चे, which serve as the skeletal system for living cells, and cell utilize microtubules to hold their shape, as well as microtubules also help in the formation of cilia and flagella. And cilia is a small hair-like structure which is present on the mammalian cell, while flagella is a microscopic hair-like structure which is involved in the locomotion of cell. Now the next one is microfilaments, through which basically cytoskeleton is made up of. It is basically, microfilaments are made up of actin protein. Actin is a protein. Their role is in the contractions of muscles, in the motility, as well as one of the most important role of actin is they are used by cell to change their shape. Mean cell whenever change their shape they utilize actin protein, while cells hold their shape through the help of tubulin protein, and both from the actin protein and from tubulin protein cytoskeleton is made up of. It is basically the diagram of cytoskeleton. Look towards the diagram that's showing the location of microtubules, a tube-like structure, while the microfilaments like structure through which cytoskeleton is made up of. So with the help of microtubules, the cell hold their shape, while with the help of microfilaments, cell utilize it to change their shape. Next one is centriole. Centriole is basically hollow and cylindrical organelles. Mean it is a cavity-like, hole-like organelles that are present in the cells of animals and in many unicellular organisms. Centriole are basically hollow cavity-like structure like organelles that are present in the cells of animals and in many unicellular organisms. These are 2 in number. Means centrioles are 2 in number and are collectively called centrosome. Now what is centrosomes? Centrosome is basically centrioles that are made up of centrioles and protein. It is known as centrosomes. Look towards the diagram that's showing the centrioles. Each centrioles contain 9 triplets of microtubules. Each centrioles contain 9 triplets of microtubules. Mean centriole are basically 2 in number, and collectively centrioles is known as centrosomes, and centrosome is basically centriole that is made up of from centriole and from protein, and each centrioles contain 9 triplet of microtubules. Mean it is made up of from microtubules which is present in the form of triplet like structure. Now, what is the role of centrioles? Their function is to form spindle fibers during cell division. The role of centrioles is to formation of spindle fiber during cell division. Now, what is spindle fibers? Question arises here. What is spindle fibers? Fiber is basically a filaments like structure. Filaments like structure which is involved in the cell division is known as spindle fibers. Now, what is cell division? Cell division is basically a process by which parent cells divided into two or more daughter cells. A process through which a parent cell is divided into two or more daughter cell is known as cell division. So the role of centriole is to the formation of spindle fiber during cell division. Mean it form spindle fibers during the cell division, and this spindle fibers help in chromosomes movement during cell division. Now, what is chromosomes? Chromosome is basically बच्चे a long DNA molecule. A long DNA molecule that contains genetic material of an organism is known as chromosomes. It is basically a long DNA molecule that contains genetic material of an organism. So, spindle fibers help in the chromosomes movement during cell division. Cell division is a process through which a parent cell is divided into two or more than two daughter cells. In the cells that contain cilia or flagella, centrioles are involved in the formation of cilia and flagella. So, centriole also help in the formation of cilia and flagella, which is basically involved in the movement. Cilia and flagella role or it help in the movement. It help in the locomotion. It is basically a hairs-like structure. So centrioles role is to the formation of spindle fiber during cell division, as well as this spindle fibers help in the chromosomes movement during cell division. And if centrioles and the cell that contains cilia or flagella, centrioles are involved in the formation of cilia and flagella. These are basically the roles and the functions of centrioles. Next one is vacuole. Vacuole is a fluid-filled sac bounded by a single membrane called tonoplast. Vacuole is a membrane that is basically bounded by a single membrane. Vacuole is a fluid-filled sac. A fluid-filled sac that is basically bounded by a single membrane is known as tonoplast. The membrane of vacuole is known as tonoplast. Animal cells contain more than one small vacuole. But you always remember that animal cells contain more than one vacuole. While in case of mature plant cells, many small vacuoles fuse together, many small vacuoles combine together, and they make a large central vacuole. In case of plant cell, a large central vacuole is present, and it is formed due to the many small vacuoles combined together, and they form a large central vacuoles. While in case of animal cells that contain basically more than one small vacuoles, the large vacuole contain water, salts and other materials. Mean inside vacuole, water, salts and other materials are basically present. It pushes other material towards cell wall and plant cell become turgid. Vacuole basically pushes the other materials towards the cell wall of plants and make a plant cell turgid. Turgid is basically a condition through which plant cell become swell. So vacuole push other material toward the cell wall of plants, and as a result plant cell becomes swelling. Many organisms take in material from outside in the form of food vacuoles. The materials that are basically going from outside in towards the cell is through with the help of food vacuoles. Some unicellular organisms use contractile vacuole for the excretion of waste. The material that are removed, the extra material in the form of waste, are removed in the form of contractile vacuoles from the cells. These are basically the role of vacuole. This is all about our today lecture. Hope you understand it. If there is any question, you can ask. See you inshallah in the next class. Till take care. Allah Hafiz.